CarryOnUSA.com.
So you're getting ready for the video shoot.
I just changed this from red to blue.
True. What was that deal with the firefighter the other day? I never got that.
Oh, so actually it's kind of crazy that you say that. We donate stuff to them. Yesterday we donated a patient lift. Actually a power patient lift. I guess there's a lady that kept calling them that needed help getting from the wheelchair to the bed to the wheelchair, and they would go out and do it. She's been doing it for a couple months, so they're like, let's go talk with Chris and see if he can get us a patient lift, because they couldn't get one through their insurance and VA. It's kind of a weird situation. So it's the firefighters down the road. Hopefully I'll never need them, but if I do, I would imagine they would respond to us very quickly, because we donate stuff to them all the time. They know that we'll do whatever, so they usually just kind of use us when they know, you know, someone really needs the help. And that's what I like to do, is help people that really need the help. I love surprising people. Surprised the guy down in Florida the other day. He watches the channel. He knows who he is. Hope he likes what I sent him.
That guy said that they were going to his house every day.
Every day. We do a lot of patient lifts. We need to get a little bit more savage with some videos of how to operate them, what we have. We will get into that. Right now, it's scooter season, right? People are buying mobility scooters for travel, for outside. So we target a little bit more during this time about mobility scooters. And obviously we've been talking a lot about the GB220, which we're going to talk about the specifications of the GB220 that just came out by Golden. The wheels, the kickstand, how to operate a kickstand. Also, the other things the kickstand can do at the back. So we're going to get into some things, how heavy certain stuff is, so you know before you get it what the tire size is, ground clearance, and true specs with a measuring tape right in front of you, not off of what the website says. Sometimes the specs can come off wrong, so we're going to go ahead and do some specs for you real fast. Hey, I'm Chris with Mobility Solutions, CarryOnUSA.com. CarryOnUSA.com is a point director to the Carry On series. I know we talk a lot about the Carry On series products. We love this product. Obviously the new GB220 is out, and it's been a really good seller. If you're looking for something that can hold up to 400 pounds for traveling, here it is. Now, this one still holds up to 300, and this might be the perfect buy for you, but we now have the GB220. And don't forget, if you're looking for something for inside your house, check out the GP130 by Golden. It's a nice power wheelchair with center wheel drive turning. Louis actually rides on one. It's a nice unit. All right, let's get into specs. So GB220 tires, front tire is right below 7 inches. We're gonna call it 7 inches. Now, across the tire is about 2 inches. Back tire, a little bit lower than 8 inches. We're going to call it 8 inches. The width of the tire is 2.5 inches. The width of tires is really important. Now that's the GB220. The GB120 is about 6 inches with a tire tread about 2, and the back tire is about 7 inches with the tire width about 2.5 also. So the tire looks different too. The GB220 has a little bit more like tready look, where the GB120 has more of that street tire look. So just throw that out there to you. With adding the bigger tires, it does raise the ground clearance. So at the deck, it's about 7 inches to the top. It's a little bit less, but to get your feet up here, you need to be able to get your foot up over 7 inches. Keep that in mind if you're looking for mobility scooters. Sometimes you don't think about that. Some scooters have a low ground clearance or deck height. It's easier for people to get their feet on. The GB120s, you're going to need about 6 inches. So it's about an inch lower at the deck. And then you also have ground clearances at the transaxle of the motors, which most people don't ever talk about it. It's less than 2 inches on the GB120. It's actually like 1.5 inches, something like that. And the GB220 is up less than 2 inches too, which is not a big deal, but just keep that in mind. Both of these units aren't really made for outdoor riding all the time. Now, can they handle parks and grass and stuff? Yes. Here's another thing that you need to remember when you're buying the 220. It's going to come with a brand new seat. We're going to call it comfy seat. It's really similar to what you see on go-go scooters. Basically, it's a stadium back seat. You see them on a lot of mobility scooters. It's nice, it's padded, but with the comfy seat comes with extra weight, which can be an issue. The seat right now with the armrest on, 20 pounds. It's about 20 pounds. So that could be a lot of weight for some people. But the armrest can easily be removed. Well, easily be removed. If you take both of them off, you're going to get it down to 15 pounds. So that's manageable. So what I'm telling my customers, leave the armrest off for short term, but you take that long trip, you can then have the armrest on. Now, what's also cool about this particular chair is that you can widen the armrest out. You can make it within 20 inches between the arms, or 19. So if you want to make it 19, you just widen one side out. If you want to make it 20, widen both. If you don't need the armrest, take it completely off. The cool part about these armrests is that they can be added back on very easily. So a little bit heavier seat with the GB220. Over here to the Carry On 120, the seat is 12 pounds. They made this very, very light. It's not going to be as comfortable, but I haven't had really too many people complain unless they're larger or they're in it longer. The armrests do flip back, but they do not come off. Can they come off? Yes. You do have to take them off. And the problem is, how I would do is remove the seat and then take this bracket off so you don't have to worry about the spring and stuff. So it's a little bit more work to take them off, but once you take them off, you're probably going to leave them off. So that's a cool part about that unit over this unit. And I tell you what, who knows? Maybe there's a new seat coming out on the GB120. I don't know. We'll see. So let me point something out. Let me put the arms back on real quick. All right. All right, so with the arms on the GB220 completely out, at 20 inches between the arm, actually it's a little bit longer. Looks like I got it about 20 and a half. Outside to outside is right at about 25. Now that's too wide for a cruise. And so if you move these in, this is usually what you're getting. The overall specs on this unit is 23 inches. So if you're a cruiser and you need a heavier duty scooter, the GB220 will work. Now, the wheelbase down here is less than 20 inches. So you might have to take the arms off for your trip, which, like I said, can easily come off. And now we're at 22 and a half inches. Well, some of the cruise lines will say that's too wide maybe, so make sure you do your research on it. But what's cool is that you can still get this into your room. That's kind of the purpose. They want you to be able to get your mobility unit into your room. If you have a big handicap accessible room, obviously things are different, but if you have just a standard room, I think it's like 21, 22 inches what they're asking for. You need to get it inside your room. So this can go inside your room because the seat can come off. It's only 15 pounds with the arms removed. You can wheel this in, you're good to go. So just want to point that out. If you're looking at the specs online and it shows you 23 and a half inches overall width, it's actually a lot less than that at the wheelbase. You can manage taking the seat off and the arms off to get inside your cabin of your cruise ship. So back to the seat specs. GB220, from the bottom of the seat to the top of the back's about 15 inches. Across the back's about 17 inches. The seat depth is about 17 inches. The width of the seat is about 18 inches, a little bit less than 18 inches. And this thickness on this seat's about 2.5 inches, and it kind of comes down. So it's very padded, very nice with like a vinyl cover. So if you spill water stuff, it should be just fine. Now, something that's kind of important, the floor to seat height, 17 inches. Now the floor to seat height from the ground is about 24 inches. There's not a swivel seat on this unit. This unit is meant for someone that can get on and off of the unit. Obviously, there's a lot of people that ride this that need a lot of help getting on and off the unit. One thing I tell people is don't put a lot of weight on the tiller on the left or the right side. If you need some assistance, so you got to slide yourself over, I like to tell you to put your hand right here and your hand in the middle if you need help getting up. It's really a no-no to put a lot of weight on any tiller. It's a safety reason, but if you need help getting up, hand right here and hand at the back of the seat to get out. Now, they've also added a cane holder here, so if you have a cane, you can pull off and maybe that can help you get up also. All right, so moving over to the GB120, the seat. From the bottom to the back is about 13 inches. The seat width is about 17, and the seat depth's about 15 inches. So it's a much smaller seat, and then the padding of it is about really kind of like about an inch and a half maybe. So a little bit firmer seat, a little bit softer seat, comfy seat. You're gonna get a much better seat with the GB220. But this is still a great seat, I think. And you know, what I tell people is go into a local store and try it out. You know, make sure, you know, I drop ship these all over the country, but I still like for you to go visit your local dealer. Golden has a great network provider, and then you can sit on it, try it, and see if it works for you. And if they give you a good price and they're a good person and they're good, I don't know, look at the reviews. Look at our reviews. On Yelp, we're 5-star. On Google, we're 4.9. On Facebook, we're 5 stars. On BBB, we're A+. Not many companies can say that they're that high in rankings with reviews. So try to visit a local dealer. There's some great local dealers that work extremely hard to earn your business. And but if you don't have one of those local dealers, just give us a call. Give me a call. I'll love to help you. I'll love to talk to you. I want to make sure that you're buying the right thing. Back to the video. So very important, seat deck to seat height's about 15 inches. From the ground to the top of the seat, it's about 23 inches, a little bit less than 23 inches. Now here is one thing that I'll like to tell you that no one else is probably going to tell you, and they probably will after they watch this video, is a little bit more leg room right here from the tiller to the seat, because of the seat depth is less. So we're about 13 inches. Now what's cool about this is the way that they design this floorboard is that you can put your feet up there. It's not so high. Like, it's easy, it's comfortable to be right here. It's designed to put your feet here. See how much higher these are? Your traditional 4-wheel scooter. Great scooters, but see the elevation? Compared to a 3-wheel, it's more flat for more legroom. This is why I usually tend to put people in 3-wheel scooters that have longer legs. All right, so with this design, I really liked what they did. So very comfortable, put your feet there, feet back. We're jumping over to the 220. With the more depth of the seat, it really kind of, you lose, even though it's an adjustable tiller, you lose the leg room from here to here. It's about 11 inches. That's kind of a big deal. I've had some big people in here, so if you have big, thick legs and you have a hard time getting on and you can't bend your knee as good, you might want to make sure, if you can't do this, once you get here, it's fine, right? But trying to get in like this is, if you can't bend, is going to be an issue. And guys, this scooter makes it's so easy to load in and out the car because leverage loading, but I have to point out certain things that I see. We thought we could take this seat and back it up a little bit, and you probably can, but you will lose these arms completely. So we think we can come an inch back, but we'll have to remove these arms. You also will have to add a bolt over here, or nut. So this is kind of like the nut with the bolt that keeps these on. So you will have to do a little bit of modification. If you happen to have one of these and you need a little bit more leg room to get on, you're only going to get about an inch. Just thought I would point it out to you. If you can't bend your knees and you can't get across, or you can't get on like this, keep that in mind. I had a customer that couldn't bend one of his legs, so he got on from the other side just fine. He had big legs. That's one thing I saw with the unit that I like to point out. Tiller height from the ground to the top of the tiller is about 35 inches. Now this is adjustable too because it has the feather touch. So it can adjust back and it can create different angles for you. Now if we come over here, this is probably close to this, a little bit, about 34 inches. And then this also can adjust to you back and forth. Overall length from front to back with the caster wheels on is about 40 inches. I believe they're the same 39, 40. So the length's the same. The wheelbase width across the back on the GB120 is the same. So the same overall dimensions are the same when it comes to the base of the unit. The only difference is when you have the seat off and everything folded down, this one's a little bit higher because of the bigger wheels. Basket can come off. Baskets are the same. Seat off. Fold down. Fold this down. Now this is different, Louis. So on the original GB120, you have a field goal post, and there's a little thing right here. What this does, this goes in between here to keep this from going left to right. All right, so we're here. That keeps it from moving. Right now, at this lowest point, it's about 12 inches what they advertise. So I'm getting close to 12, a little bit like maybe like 13, give or take, but it's designed to go underneath beds on a cruise ship. Over here, they say it's 14 inches. I'm getting it, yeah, about a little bit less than 14 inches. Here's something that's different. There's no field goal post, which is kind of a good thing in a way, because if you didn't put the seat on correctly and you bent that or you broke it, then that was kind of an issue, or sometimes it didn't clamp on right. So they designed this different and better, I believe, because these extra 2 holes, which you know it's on. But here's the problem though. We have a solution now. When this is down, this moves. So that's a little bit of downfall. Now we have a solution coming where there'll be little latches that comes over this, but all you have to do is utilize this strap on your kickstand, and that keeps it from moving. Now, if you have the GB120 and you some reason broke that T-post because you put the seat on wrong, you still have the strap on that one to do the same thing. So that keeps it from moving. That's all you need. It's easy to just do this, and that is the simplest way of doing it. And if you don't have it all the way down, maybe you want to go right there, or maybe you just want it right there, you can still use those straps to keep it from moving back and forth. So not only is this handle back here used for standing the scooter upright, it also helps with loading it into the vehicle. It also has the elastic strap to keep this from moving left and right. And you can place a battery in here, a spare battery, which this one's coming with a spare battery. And in this video, this one's coming with a spare battery. Limited time from my understanding. So when you're buying now, you're gonna get 2 batteries, a long range and a short range. We're gonna take a commercial break. Stay tuned. So what is the raise push button? A little bit less than an inch with 3M tape. You place it right over the push button on your Carry-On scooter. This allows for palm action or using your foot. Upgrade your Carry-On GB120 or 220 with a raise push button to help with pushing the battery lever with your palm or your foot. Raise push button, only offered by CarryOnUSA.com. You can put your spare battery back here. I don't really like putting the spare battery back here because you have to fold this down to get to it. You're probably never really going to use a spare battery unless you're at a higher weight because you reduce your distance. But you're going to get one of these fireproof bags with all of your purchases when you get this unit. You'll get one, and this is a fireproof bag to take onto the airplane. If you want another one, we can get you another one. There is a charge for that. This actually will go right over the back and sit just right here, which is awesome. There's your spare battery. It's easy to get to. The other reason why I don't like putting the spare battery back here is that there's a switch back here. Freewheel. This is how you roll it with the battery in. Sometimes this can get hit if you have a bunch of stuff back here, but this plastic thing's supposed to prevent that, but it does sometimes get moved over to the side. I love the Carry On. I love the GB120. I love the GB220, but nothing's perfect. I don't claim that this is the perfect scooter on the market. I think it's the best fold down into a car for the price, for the battery. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that makes this scooter great. I don't call it perfect though. This is a big ad. Now, if anyone watches us, we're the inventor of the original kickstand. Now, Golden has came out with their own kickstand, which is coming on every unit you buy. If you currently have a Carry On GB120 and you need a kickstand, it's a great ad. Now, we can sell you one from Golden. We can also sell you the one that we made. But Golden did a great job with their kickstand, and it is very easy to install. Yeah. We're just thankful, and some people say, well, why don't you try to trademark or patent it? The cost of doing stuff like that is just not worth it. My whole thing when we redo things is really to help you. It's not about us making money off of it. We try to find, there's things that need a little bit of improvement, and that's why a lot of these manufacturers call us to ask us questions. One thing I want to point out, it doesn't happen very often, but it does. When you pull this back, this is how you fold it down. There's two little latches, just a little bit. Fold it down. Don't grab it from here to pull back. Grab it from the back. If you pull it from here, it gets jammed and locked. So we should have a pull back here, but pull it like this. And listen. You're in place. All right, so speeds, the difference between the 220 and the 120 is the speed. The 220 is a little bit faster. It's about 4.2 miles per hour, with the GB120 is at 3.6. Most travel mobility scooters that fold up, fold down is going to be around that speed, just so you know. So real quick, last thing, a major difference is now the Carry On GB220 comes with two charging stations, USB-C and the A. Both of them have front LED and backlights. So if you're deciding on which Carry On mobility scooter to choose from, I hope this video was very educational to you. Give us a call at 803-926-2224 or visit us online at carryonyusa.com. Browse through the two units. Let us know which one you like.
We hope you enjoyed our full spec comparison video of these wonderful Carry On scooters. Since the GB220 came in, we have been shooting a ton of video to provide you with all the information we can, from a complete unboxing video to outdoor ride test in the grass, up crazy steep hills, and even some thick slag. So go check them out. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.